is surrounding the Central Williamson Creek plan. We have 5 speakers listed for this in the Public Citizens Communication. And the first one is Mary Olmstead, and then we're going to go to Thomas Baloney, David Foster, John Carver, and then Steve Prather. So the first speaker is Ms. Olmstead. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
We sure can. Thank you for joining us. You have 90
great.
seconds.
All right. My name is Mary Olmstead. I'm a member of the Williamson Creek Working Group, and I've lived on Williamson Creek since 1981. I support the vision plan. It's already helped us out, even though it hasn't been adopted. We were able to make our desires known for the South Congress development called the Bend. They wanted to block the community from having access through their property to the creek. So just having a Williamson Creek working group gave us a little more leverage in making those needs known. And I know also because we've got a couple of big projects coming up. One of them is the Williamson Creek wastewater interceptor improvement, where they're replacing part of the sewer, and also the Project Connect Orange Line. Those are 2 large projects that I think having a vision plan in place can really be important. As far as the community, I know that there are some people that have reservations about it, but I do know that a Crockett High art teacher expressed interest in doing a mural project under the bridge. So if we have this in place, I think that makes it easier for her to put it together. Concern about green gentrification of our area, I really don't see that happening since we don't have any funding anymore and we're only a tiny group of volunteers. So I think what the community initially wants would stay pretty much unchanged. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, our next speaker, Mr. Thomas Baloney. Thank you very much.
Yes.
30 seconds.
Hello. I live in Westgate, near the western end of the Williamson Creek Greenway project area, and I'm speaking in favor of the project's vision plan. It's a carefully conceived, environmentally sensitive, and forward-thinking plan that seeks to take this disused and abused area of the creek and turn it into an accessible and valuable public asset while retaining and improving its natural state. Recreational spaces like this enhance the quality of our lives here in Austin, and they're one of the things that make this city the unique and special place that it is. Right now, a lot of the Williamson Creek area is being used as a de facto dump, and it's choked with garbage. Under the Greenway Vision Plan, the creek and its environs will be cleaned up, restored, and made healthy again, rather than languishing in the toxic state that it's currently in. The beautiful and practical green space envisioned in this plan will benefit both the human residents of Austin and its wildlife as well. The Williamson Creek Greenway will truly be something that the people of Austin can be proud of and enjoy, and I urge the Parks and Recreation Department Director to approve the vision plan. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you. All right, our next speaker, Mr. David Foster. You have 90 seconds. David, are you there?
He's here.
Vice Chair, he's in the queue and he's unmuted. We can see him.
All right. Mr. Foster, this is Rich DePalma. Glad for you to join us. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I think I was muted. Can you hear me now?
We can absolutely hear you. Thank you for joining us. You have 90 seconds.
I apologize. All right. So my name is David Foster. I've been a Southwood resident since 1993, and I'm here to speak in favor of the Central Williamson Creek Greenway Plan. I support it not least because it would be a great amenity for the neighborhood, including for me. There will be a trailhead on the creek no more than a quarter mile from my front door. Way back in the 1990s, as our son was growing up, he would often tramp around in the Greenbelt, either on his own or with friends. And this made me nervous because, as another speaker's already said, it's just a waste dump, and frankly, there were no clearly marked trails down there. People who experienced homelessness then as now lived there. And I think having a clearly marked and well-maintained trail as this plan includes would be better for safety all around and would put eyes on the trail. I think it's about more than just our neighborhood, though. This is a big step forward in realizing a vision that dates back at least to the 1990s, and this is the vision of a connected system of hike and bike trails along Austin Creeks that connect with Lady Bird Lake and the trails there. Williamson Creek has always been a part of this vision. I was actually a part of a nonprofit called Austin Metro Trails and Greenways that promoted this vision. Williamson Creek has always been an integral part of it. The South Austin Neighborhood Combined Plan, approved in 2014 rather, calls for a path or a Greenbelt Trail along Williamson Creek. So for me, this plan is an important step in bringing about this vision that is actually 25 years old. It feels to me like it's long overdue. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Next speaker, Ms. Jen Craver. Ms. Craver, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, hi, thank you for joining us. You have 90 seconds.
Good evening. My name is Jen Craver, and I'm speaking in support of the Greenway Vision Plan. I'm the newbie here. I've lived on Clawson Road in the Southwest neighborhood for 2 years and in Austin for 6. My family and I love the Southwood neighborhood, but if there's one thing it lacks, it's usable public green space, particularly green space you can access without crossing a major street like Menchaca. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to have participated in the Vision Plan input process over the past year or so, adding comments to the social pinpoint activity and attending a virtual meeting led by the design team. With my family, I also participated in a trash pickup event on the creek. I'm really excited about what this vision plan shows in terms of making the creek more accessible to families and uniting the disparate sections of our neighborhood. I would love to be able to walk with my 2-year-old down to the nature play area, or being an avid runner, run from our neighborhood to other parts of the creek. And overall, I think this plan would improve the quality of life for Southwood residents, and I'm in support. Thank you for your time.
Great, thank you. And our last speaker on this agenda item is Mr. Steve Prather.
Good evening, board members.
Hi,
Can you
Steve.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, and you have 90 seconds.
Thank you. Name's Steve Prather, and I'm speaking as a neighborhood stakeholder whose property adjoins city parkland and Central Williamson Creek, and I am in favor of the vision plan. I live in the Salem Meadow neighborhood, which is on the south side of Williamson Creek. I wanted to take a second and try to address some of the unfortunate misinformation that's been circulated around this vision plan in the last few months, because it's created some confusion, and frankly, it's been a big disservice to my neighborhood. And I've had fears that it would cause this plan to be derailed in what should be a professional and orderly review and approval process. This disinformation started, I think, around 5 or 6 months ago, done by email and social media, neighborhood forums, and continued when this item was before the Parks Board in May. And at that meeting, there was no opportunity provided for rebuttal. First, there was allegation that the plan called for permanent encampments for the homeless, which was obviously false, but still alarmed many people. There was the contention that the plan had changed and it had morphed into something resembling Waterloo Greenway with lots of concrete and activities, which was all false. But this erroneous characterization even got reported in the local media. It was said that this plan, which calls for primitive trails, would instead pave over the creek.
Speaker, your time has
result in-
elapsed.
Great, thank you very
Okay.
much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
All right, Sammy, is there anybody who's still hanging out in the magical phone land that's over there?
I think that we have gotten